learn and create about the project management timeline, one of a very important tool called as Gantt chart. So we are going to create it from the data provided over here. So I will request you to go ahead and start downloading, and once downloaded, yeah, let's open it and we'll discuss more about it. Overall, this is the screenshot of the final end product we'll be creating at the end of this assignment. And this is a very quick, simple assignment, so it shouldn't take you more than 20-25 minutes to complete. So in this dashboard, yeah, so you can see a list of projects over here. Well, starting from top, it is saying that within the given data set, there are 10 projects. Some are completed, some are in progress, some are open. And here is a priority. So yeah, project status, then priority of all these 10 projects, which are they're in the list project list portfolio of the company. And here are the details of each of the projects. So yeah, listed project 1 to 10, and within them there are tasks. And yeah, here is the Gantt chart. So this is the starting date and date of project 1. Yeah, and for project 2 there are 3 tasks. Start end of task 1, start end of task 2, and start end of task 3. Similarly, this is your project 3. Looks like this was the longest. And if you look at the color coding, yeah, looks like orange is the one that is closed. So yeah, there is one project, 2 project, 3 and 4 projects which are closed. And it looks like this is the number of tasks within them. So yeah, there are 6 tasks which are closed, and there are 3 projects in orange which are in progress. And looks like there are 3 projects over here which are open, still in progress. So overall, this is what we are going to create. And the main goal here in this case is in this dashboard is I want to teach you how to create a timeline and a Gantt chart using the Tableau, which is a very interesting concept, one of a highly used concept. Eventually, you will be posting this on your Tableau public profile and then in LinkedIn. And these days there are lots of jobs available for like management. And again, you can be a computer science graduate, you can be a finance graduate, you can be a marketing graduate, operations, supply chain supply chain management graduate, or yeah, any other field as well. But projects are everywhere. Project management is everywhere. So this knowledge is a must knowledge for any business professional, either as a junior level professional or mid, or definitely in senior level. For that reason, yeah, like, just before recording this lecture, I just quickly did a 2-minute job search for project manager, say data related, and here are you see number of jobs which came across, and within each of these they talk about the project budget. So in the previous detailed dashboard that we created, we definitely talked about the budget and utilization, what is remaining, what is the risk factor, and so on. In today's case, we are specifically focusing on this timeline, which is Gantt chart, which is a very important concept to know. Yeah, so this is one, and again, if you look through the details, there are a lot of times when you see, check the status of the project, whether on time, any risk you see that will delay the project, or any if they have to abandon the project or close out and so on. So yeah, including leadership, keep on track, keep others on track, coordinate. So once you create these kind of dashboards, and send it out to all the people who necessarily who want to check the details, they can always refer to these. And either hover the mouse or look into details. See, if I'm selecting the project status or task status that is closed, it is telling me there are total 4 projects which are closed, and these are the details. So project 1 is closed, 2 is closed, 4 and 5 is closed, and within 2 there are 3 tasks. That's why we are seeing these, and these are getting added over here. Similarly, if I click on it, everything is back. Then I click, say, let's check the projects which are open. I'm clicking on it. So 3 projects are open. These are the details, project 8, 9, 10, and so on. So this is a very helpful tool we'll be creating. And let's go and do a quick check on the data. And again, always a good practice to understand what is the data that is going from the source file. So here is the source file that I opened. So within this, I kept things simple. So there are here on the very first column, column A is the action item number. So this is a sequential number 1 to 12. And then there is a project. So here there are 10 projects. And within these projects, these are the tasks within each of this project. So again, I kept things simple. So most of the projects have only 1 task. Only project number 2 has total 3 tasks, which is task 1, task 2, task 3. And I also shown dependencies over here. And this is exactly how you will show dependencies in any detail level project plan that you will be working on in future. And I challenge you, like as you proceed through your career, 2 years into your job, 5 years into your job, 10 years into your job, or even senior level, you will definitely be dealing with project management tools. Yeah. So that's the reason why, and these dependencies are very common terms which are used. So I just try to show indirectly what it says is this project number 2 has 3 tasks, and task 2 is dependent on task number 1, meaning you cannot start task number 2 unless task number 1 is completed. And similarly, task number 3 is dependent on task number 2, meaning you cannot start task number 3 before task 2 is completed. Yeah, so there are solid dependencies over here, and other all the projects have just one task. And then here is a priority for each of the project 1 high, project 2 medium, project 2, yeah, all these tasks are also medium, project 3 is low, and so on. Then we have start dates. So there are various start dates. Yeah, so again, looks like all of these roughly started, well, most of them started in January. There are few in February, and there is one in March that the project that started. And here are the completion dates if they are completed. Yeah, so if it is closed, these are the completed dates, or here are the maybe expected or ongoing dates. Yeah, as the task and projects are moving forward. So yeah, closed, in progress, and so on. And then a duration of the task, or here I say this is the duration of the overall project. In this case, it's simple, so we have only like task. But yeah, this is the overall duration of the project until the current one for the task or the projects which are still open. And just if you, this is a simple data set. If suppose you use the same data structure in future, you can just keep on adding the project numbers. Maybe in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you might have a list of hundreds of projects. Some can be smaller, some can be bigger, and each of those projects can have 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, or even like bigger projects might even have hundreds of tasks within them. So you can list them down, and then yeah, you can list them whatever dependencies are there, priorities are there, what should be the start date of each of those tasks, and what is the expected completion date, and what the status currently going on, and duration will be, yeah. And again, I think I have used this state date formula. So this duration is auto calculated based on this minus this. So you can, yeah, this file can be used forever. Other thing is this, I'm just using an Excel file as a source file for a Tableau. You can get the same information from, say, automated sources like Microsoft Project or Microsoft Access, or maybe Jira, or maybe some other sources. As long as you know you have structured it correctly, and this is the structure it is going through in your dashboard. Yeah, you can create the exact dashboard, or you can keep the same dashboard, and making sure the ingoing data, the structure is in this format. You shouldn't face any issues. So this is your discussion about the data that is going on, and understanding of what what are the key headers, what type of data is going in. Other part is just a quick look at what a Gantt chart is. I think I had did like 2-minute search here as well. So just like I did a search for data, like a project manager. Yeah, this is a 2-minute search on Gantt chart. So again, yeah, these are some sample Gantt charts I saw from a Google search. So you can see, for example, if I take this, looks like this is one project and it has 15 tasks. And yeah, this is your timeline, week 1. Maybe they haven't gone with the actual dates yet. Maybe they used weeks and days and so on. And this is a task 1, task 2, and maybe this was a decision point. You can add those level of difficulties as also. Similarly, yeah, here is another. But I will say, based on experience, I can definitely say Gantt chart is a very useful tool. And this is a multi-project. So there is one alpha project, there is one beta project, and on top of it, you can have a list of them, say theta and so gamma project, or just like what the numbers we have used, which is project 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 10. So yeah, you can track all of these on this Gantt chart, and very useful tool. And usually higher level management, bigger, like during your regular updates, it's very important tool. Here is another example of multiple projects. Looks like it is based on the phases, or they are also using the type of color coding like we have used, which are, yeah, so green are completed, these are in progress, these are open, and so on. So yeah, this is just a background about Gantt chart, very important tool. So with that said, let's get started. Yeah, please go ahead and open Your Tableau, a fresh window of Tableau is opening. I'm loading the data from Excel file. Yeah, let's pick this project management timeline Gantt chart. Tableau will take a few seconds and do the auto loading. And yeah, once it loaded, it is yeah, this is the canvas, and we can see the data over here. So these are all so yeah, it automatically identified the 9 fields and 12 rows. So luckily we have less number of rows this time. So yeah, this is what we exactly saw in our Excel file: action items, project, task, dependent task, priority, start date, completion date, status, and duration. With that said, moving forward, let's start with our first sheet, say sheet number 1. And since our goal is to create a timeline, that is your Gantt chart, so let's see how we draw or create a timeline in Tableau. So the very first is I need the project name. So I'll drag this project name into my rows. So you can see these are my rows going horizontally, and all these 10 projects are listed. Next one, I'm looking at the start date. Yeah, so I'll just drag this start date and drag it into my column, and you see this is what happens. Next, I'm going to make it look like, or yeah, present it as year, quarter, month, say day. Yeah, so as soon as I do this, you see what Tableau did. It automatically created a timeline based on, it went into the data, identified the start, first day, last day within that timeline, and each mark that you are seeing is the start date for each project. Yeah, so for project 1, this is the one, January 5, project 2, January 7, 3, and so on. And for the last project 10, the start date is March 1. So yeah, it automatically created a timeline when I change this format today, and I'm seeing a start date on this. Next part is I will go, let's add duration to it. Yeah, so I'm going to drag this duration and going to drag it into my size. Drag duration into the size marks, and you see it automatically added the duration to each of the project from the start date. Yeah, so again, if I hold my mouse over here, it's telling me this is project 1, start date is January 5, duration is 2. If I go over here, project 3, January 9th start date and 36 days, and project 8, February 24th is the start date and 4 days of duration, and so on. On top of this, if I want to add the completion date as well, so I'm dragging this completion date into my tooltip mark, and you see nothing changed over here, but yeah, this got added. So when I hold my mouse again, you see project 1, start day is January 5, completion day is January 7th, duration is 2 days. Same is the case with project 3, January 9th, start day, completion date is 2/12, 24, and duration is 36, and same for the others. One more thing we can see over here is project 2 has 3 tasks. So here is the task number 1, start day is January 7th, end day is January 9th. Then my task 2, start day is January 10th, end day is January 15th. Task 3, start day is January 16th, and January 22 is my completion day for each. So again, the preceding 2 tasks are the I'll say those are the critical tasks listed over here, so which were dependent. So like here, for project 2, the task 2 is dependent on task 1, so it cannot start before task 1 is completed. Same is the case with task 3. Task 2 has to be completed because it is dependent on task 2. So indirectly, task 3 is dependent on both task 2 and task 1. So that's what we are seeing over here. And again, this is a series, so there is no overlapping. So yeah, that's what we are seeing over here. On top of this, if I want to see these tasks in a separate line, in this case, we have a very simple straightforward data. And again, the goal of today's class or this dashboard is to show you these simple things, because once you learn the simple things, you can make it as complicated or add some more details as you go. But understanding this simple basic is very important. So suppose, in real world, I don't think you will ever deal with all these 10 projects you are working on to be as simple as just having one task in it. There might be 10 tasks, 20 tasks, 30 tasks. I have worked on tasks. Maybe I can show you one of my most complicated project. I worked with Striker. So it was almost like 1600 line items. So and among those 1600, I think there are 4 phases, and each phase had at least like 20 key task. So yeah, that level of complexity. So on an average, any project should have anywhere from 20 to 30 tasks. That should be normal. Yeah, some simple projects might have only like 3 tasks, but yeah, coming back in real world, yeah, very less likely you'll have all these projects with only 1 task. So there might be 10 tasks, 20 tasks, and so on. So with that said, what will happen is this will remain the same. You will keep on adding the action items. Project will remain the same. There will be 10, but again, the number of tasks will be too many. And you will list down which one is the dependent task for whatever the project is there, and these details you will fill on as need yeah, as the data is available and so on. So coming back here, so once you structure your initial data, yeah, so your key source data file in the right way, getting this structured or plotted in Tableau is very straightforward. So that's why structuring at the beginning itself is the most important thing. So coming back again, like yeah, we are here. So top project 2 has 3 tasks. Currently, it's only showing in one row over here. So you see, yeah, row, and project 1 in details are shown over here. If I want to see each of this task on a separate row over here, all I have to do is, you see, row is my key thing. So I will drag this task into my row and see what happens. Yeah, so for project 2, I'm having one whole line, and within this project 2, I have 3 tasks, and for each of the tasks, I am having one line each. Yeah, so you can see this continuity. On top of this, if I want to see the status with different color, yeah, because yeah, well, maybe I can show it over here as well. So we have the status line, right, closed, in progress, and so on. So if I want to see this over here, I can drag the status in my color marks, and you see what happens. So again, this is the here status bar. Here the close are shown with blue, in progress are shown with orange, and red are shown with open. And again, it doesn't have to be that way. You can always go and change the format the way you want. So again, if I select closed, it looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 tasks are closed among all the 10 projects. And if I specifically look at projects, so I'll say project 1 is completed, project 2 is completed, 3 is completed, 4 is completed. So out of 10, 4 are completed, so 40% completion rate. If I select in progress, 3 out of 10 are in progress, so 30% in progress rate, and 3 are still open. So yeah, this is what we did when we added the status color. Next, we can add a vertical reference line. See, we want to check what is the status where we stand in today. So if I want to add a vertical line, it's very easy over here. So I'll go ahead and create a calculated field here, and let me name that as at TODAY. So this is my name I'm using, and the function is same, TODAY, just like we have in Excel, the today function. I'll select this, and as soon as it adds these parentheses, it says the calculation is valid. So I'll apply and say OK. You see this got added, a new calculated variable. Now I'm going to go on my canvas screen space over here, canvas, and right click on this edit access part, and here I'm going to say add a reference line. Once I click on that, a window like this appears. I'm going to say for the entire table, and here I'm going to say values. This is not the exact format I'm going to use. I'm going to create a new parameter. So I'll click on that. Another window like this appears. Here I'm going to say name is the same, at TODAY, or maybe let me remove the space. So this is the parameter adding at today. And yeah, these are some more details that will come up. I will go to the list option, allows value as list, and I'm going to keep it as a fixed. And here I'm going to say add values from. I'm going to select this calculated value I created, which is today. Once I do that, you see it gets added in this list. When value, then we have to change this. When, value when workbook opens, I want to say today. And once I do that, I will click OK. Then you see this line got added, and it's saying at today. I want to change it. I want it to display as a date. So for that reason, I'm going to say label as value. And you see when I do that, this is how it looks like. And this is a complete like a straight line, a solid line. I'm going to change it to say, let's try this or this. Yeah, maybe let's try this one. Here a dotted line, and I'll say OK. And you see this dotted line with a date and time appears. And oops, yeah, one more thing I would like to change is I only want date, I don't want time. So yeah, like either right click over here, say edit a reference line, or you see this reference line got added, which is displayed over here. So I'll click on here and say edit parameter. Yeah, it is the same function as if you go over here and say edit reference line. So in this case, this is the parameter we created. So I'll focus on that. So I'll go over here, make this window bigger, edit parameter, same window opens, which we edited few minutes ago. And here I will say, let's select the right format. Say today date format. Fixed. Custom start long date, not current value, date. Oh yeah. So here the data type is selected as date time. I will just go ahead and say date only. And once I do that, my error message like this appears, because this is all set based on our previous selections that we did. So yeah, it is not, yeah, it is saying that the add today value is not a valid parameter in the list, added list of values. So I'll select these, remove the selection, and then I'll select the fixed again. I will go over here. I'll again select this, and this gets added. Now I'm going to say add. One improvement. One more thing, I'll again go back and check over there. So same edit parameter today PM. Yes, that's correct. Everything looks correct to me. And I'll say OK. Now you can see this vertical line for today appears, and this is my current state. Yeah. So on this day, this is the line is there. So this completes this part as well. Now let's go ahead and change the color palettes. So I'm going to click on color, go on edit. And currently, this is the colors palette it is using for closed, in progress, open, respectively. I'm going to select closed. Let's say the ones which are closed, I will select green. In progress, let's keep it as orange. For open, I'm going to use, say, this light blue color. I'm going to apply. Awesome. Yeah, this looks much better. Next thing is I'm going to change the sheet name to, say, timeline. And here, let's do some formatting over here. So let's make, select this all, make it as 16 bold, center, apply, done. And let's move forward with our next part, which is, let's say project by status. Yeah. So I'm going to double click status, and I'm going to add projects over here. So yeah, these are the three status: closed, in progress, open, number of projects complete, in progress, open, and so on. I'm going to say project measure count. So it's showing me the count over here of the status of the projects. Then I'm going to go over here, show me, and just going to use the horizontal bar graph. So yeah, this looks much more attractive. I'm going to go ahead and add labels over here. So in this label, I'm going to say show mark label. Yeah, the labels are shown. Again, this is hiding because maybe not enough space. So I'm going to make it bigger. Yeah, this looks much better. Next, just like we have this color schema, let's say I use the same color schema here, also the palettes. So I'm going to say status and color. Oh, awesome. So by default, it took these once the what we have selected. So that's exactly what we wanted. So this completes this our second chart as well, interactive. Now let's go ahead and create one for based on the project priority. So I'm just going to use the same formatting. So for that, let's name this as a project by status. PROJECT by STATUS. Then create a duplicate. Let's name this as project by priority. And here I'm going to replace the status with priority. So just overlap. I'm going to take away the status. So these are my priorities currently. Let's add a number as well. So yeah, show labels. Oops, looks like it is visible. Oh yeah, for each of them it's visible. Okay, got it. So this color schema looks good. Priority looks good. Yeah, let's change this as well. 16 bold, center, apply. Let's check if we did the same thing here also. 16 bold, center, apply, close. Now let's create one more sheet. Let's call it as total projects. And here I'm going to drag the projects into text, and this is what I see. Then I'm going to change this format, say measure. So go over here, project measure, say count distinct. Let's give me this number 10. Then I'm going to change the format. Say let's make it 48. I will just make it too big for now, and then later on, based on how much space we have, we can change it. And this is the only number we are displaying in this case. So this also, in this case, let's continue with what we had, 16 for the previous ones, bold. And this time I won't center it because I want it over here. And later on we are going to work on it once we finalize the dashboard and when we are positioning each of these the content of each of these sheets into our dashboard. So far we have completed 1 2 3 4 4 of these sheets. Now we are ready to go ahead and create the dashboard. Hey, first thing is, let's go ahead and save our this tableau file. Let's say save as. I'm going to name it as project management, and this is timeline specific, so I'm going to say timeline space GNTTCHART. And the good thing is, using this tableau and this assignment, we are also learning one of a very important tool of project management, that is Gantt chart. Eventually, as you move on, you will learn about these techniques. So I'm going to save it, project management timeline, Gantt chart. If you want to add dashboard to it, feel free. So get dash and chart dashboard, save, done. Now let's create a new dashboard. I'll keep it, if it is tiled, I will keep it floating. So now let me drag the 4-sheet timeline in here. And I don't want to show these parameters, so I'll click on this, close out. Then I will make this bigger all the way. And then I will click on this and say fit entire view. It will do it best to fit the entire view. We'll tag this also here, used to maximize. This looks good. I don't want to show this access title over here because it's quite obvious. So I'm going to double click on this. Select day of start date, close, click out. We're looking pretty good. Maybe this is also extra thing, we don't need it. So I'm going to select this, say delete, apply, close. Awesome. This looks pretty obvious. So we are seeing project, the name of the project, task, which is written, and here is your timeline. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the remaining 3 sheets as well. Project by status, project by priority, and project total projects. And I don't want this parameter, so I'm going to click over here, remove. For each of them, I'm going to say fit entire view, fit entire view, fit entire view. Move this all the way here, and I'm just managing the real estate, so you guys can also do it on your own pace. But let's make it more presentable, standardized. So we'll take it over here, drag it all the way. So these two look nearly equal in size, which is great. I think this can be centered. So let's try this, apply. Much better. We'll fix the formatting more. Here, I think we don't need this numbers, so I'm going to right click over here, show header, gone. Here also right click, show header, unselect. Here, maybe I don't need the status and priority as a header, so hide field labels from the rows. Here also hide field labels from the rows. This looks good, much more presentable. Let's see, I think this can be even a bit centered. Let's see how it looks like. So it's selected, no worries. If I select it outside, it will be taken care. Okay, this looks good enough for now. Maybe I'll make this a bit taller. This also a bit shorter. To the right, I think I can still make this wider, make this less, and add this. Perfect. So here we created this simple looking Gantt chart, that is Gantt chart dashboard. That is also showing you the status of the project as well as priorities and what's the total number of projects currently. And the next step is, let's go ahead and add those filters. For that I'm going to go to this dashboard, or even better, I'm going to right click on each of these. Let's see, use as filter. So you see, this is what I did. go on each of this over here, more options, and say use as filter. For second one as also, make this bigger, say use as filter. Third one, make this bigger, use as a filter, and lastly here also use as a filter. So by doing this, this is what happens. You see, if I select this closed project here, see it is going to show the status of all the closed projects only. So I'm selecting this. So there are total 6 tasks, but 4 projects within those 6 tasks which are closed. And here are the list. Project 1 is closed, 2 is closed with 3 tasks, project 4 and 5 are closed. And among those, these are the priorities. One project is high priority, one is low, and 4 tasks are medium, meaning I'm sure it's more of 2 projects are medium. So if I check that again, everything is back, then I'm looking at the status of the in progress. So 3 projects in progress, project 3, 6 and 7. Priority, 2 are high, 1 is low. Open, total 3 projects are open. All are medium priority, it's project 8, 9 and 10. So by using this, here we learn one very important topic, that is timeline and Gantt charts, which is a very, very important topic in the world of project management. So thank you so much for all your time, attention. See you all next week. Bye-bye.